Can I tell you what my number one takeaway was probably midway through the fourth quarter when Josh Allen threw that long touchdown to Stephon Diggs and, pretty much blew the game open, made it 31-10, and that was, of course, the final score. You know what my final takeaway was? At no point in that football game did Buffalo look uncomfortable. They turned the ball over 4 times, right? Josh Allen threw 2 interceptions. The first one wasn't his fault. Second one just was a little off. It happens. Quarterbacks miss on those type of throws. Okay, so he's got those 2 picks. You got the 2 fumbles. He had two fumbles in, seemingly 2 minutes in that second quarter. And so, but it's still, at no point did the Buffalo Bills feel like, dang, we may really lose this game. I felt like the Rams' best opportunity to win last night. So when they got the ball at midfield, they're down 10-7. They have a chance, possibly, who knows, to go in, score a touchdown, take the lead. Because then at that point, Sean McVay is telling his guys in the locker room, hey, timeout. We've had a pretty subpar first half. And we're up, 4 points, assuming, they score a touchdown, make the extra point. We're up 14-10. We're up 4 points. Okay, and then in Buffalo's locker room, they're like, man, we came out with energy. We had a beautiful bootleg play on that 3rd and inches play, early in the game on their first drive for that touchdown, right? We're feeling good about ourselves. Josh Allen looks great. He starts 10 for his first 10. We're running the football. We're getting pressure on Matt Stafford, and we're down. So it would have been a whole different feel coming in that second half, whereas instead, the Bills' defense was able to stop the Rams. Once they got into field goal range, LA kicked the field goal, and it went in tied at the locker room, tied at the half 10-10. And, of course, Buffalo ran away from it from there. But what I will say in terms of the Rams' comfort or lack thereof, there's a big question. Oh, is this a warning sign for the Rams this season? Is this the proverbial Super Bowl slump? And I've always said the Super Bowl slump, if you look at history, actually is much more prevalent in the losing team in the Super Bowl as opposed to the winning team. Now, we haven't had a back-to-back champ in almost 20 years. It's the longest drought in NFL history without a back-to-back Super Bowl champion. Okay, and obviously the Rams have an opportunity to do that this year. But here's a reason I am concerned and why I'm not concerned. Let's start with the positive if you're a Rams fan today. The positive is you probably are not going to play another team that good this year, okay? The NFC is not great. We know about the NFC West. The Niners have a stacked roster. Arizona, I do not believe the Cardinals will make the playoffs, as I said last night on the show. But I do think, listen, we're talking about Kyler Murray, okay? DeAndre Hopkins will be back after 6 games. They do have some playmakers on the defensive side of the football, particularly in their front 7, right? Arizona has some playmakers. Seattle's awful. Rest of the NFC, what are we talking about? Dallas has multiple question marks. Tampa has their biggest holes in their offensive line. Green Bay, give me a break. Like Minnesota a lot, but I don't really trust Kirk Cousins in the playoffs, assuming Minnesota gets there. The Rams are not going to play a team as good as Buffalo this year. They're not. Chargers are going to be good. Denver, you heard my prediction yesterday. I got the Broncos winning it all this year. They're going to play the Broncos this year. The Raiders and the Chiefs, they will not play a team this year that is as good as Buffalo Bills. I mean, the fact, Buffalo, part of the reason I picked the Rams last night was the fact that Buffalo was missing their best corner, Tre'Davious White, right? Pro Bowl level player. He's still recovering from that ACL injury from a year ago. I'm thinking, oh man, what are they going to do to stop Cooper Kupp, right? And even if they stop Cooper Kupp, what are they going to do to stop Allen Robinson? Okay, and all the other weapons, Higbee, they love to, Sean McVay loves to use Tyler Higbee on that screen pass. Okay, Cooper Kupp had a big night, right? Had double-digit catches, right? Yeah, 13 catches, buck 28 and a touchdown. Allen Robinson had 1 catch for 12 yards. Like, it almost felt like the Rams were saying, we understand that without our number 1 corner, we cannot stop Cooper Kupp. So he's going to get his. Nobody else is going to get theirs. Second leading receivers for the Rams, Tyler Higbee, had 39 yards. That's almost a 100-yard gap between Kupp and Higbee. Right? Stafford, we understand he had the 3 interceptions. And I've always said this about Matthew Stafford, who, by the way, had a QBR 0 to 100 of 20 and a passer rating of 63. Matthew Stafford did not play well last night. The thing that I've always said about Matthew Stafford is that for every, and I tweeted this last night, for every wow play he makes, some no-look passes, which we saw a couple no-look passes not go terribly well for him last night. For every no-look pass, for every, man, did you see him fit that ball in there? He had a great throw down the seam to Cooper Kupp down the left sideline in the game. For every one of those throws, he makes the heck were you doing, Matt? Right? He missed Kupp, wide open over the middle a couple of times. He had the one interception where he threw the ball way, way behind Tyler Higbee. That's the thing. The consistency is not always there. I've joked on the show, a sort of half truth, half lie. There's some truth in jokes that you can take the quarterback out of Detroit, but you can't take the Detroit out of the quarterback. It felt a little bit that way last night, but it is not cause for panic if you're the Los Angeles Rams. You're not going to play a team as good as that the rest of the season. Here is the concern, though, and we knew this coming in for the Rams. As great as that roster is, and it is great, they added Bobby Wagner, right? They added Allen Robinson, who will certainly have a bigger impact, later in the season than he did last night with only 12 yards. That offensive line's average. It's average. Some of that is that the Buffalo Bills defensive line had a field day. And we always talk about this, what is the sign of a truly great defense, a truly great pass rush, is when you can get pressure consistently rushing 4. I probably saw the Bills blitz 5 times last night on passing plays. That's not an exact number, but it felt like every single time that the Bills got pressure, it was either Von Miller just abusing LA's left tackle, who, has to fill some pretty big shoes, quite literally, in that of Andrew Whitworth, right? Having to replace him. Yeah, that offensive line has had some injuries. It's not a particularly deep unit for them. So that is going to be a cause for concern in the future. I have no doubt Sean McVay will make the proper adjustments moving forward. But that is a concern moving forward for the Rams. And they play, part of the reason that they've struggled for years against the 49ers, keep in mind, San Francisco's won 6 of their last 7 against the Rams. The Niners have one of the 2 or 3 best pass rushes in the NFL. Rams have in years past, a good offensive line, but it never necessarily blew you away. Like it's the one unit on the Rams that has gotten progressively worse since Sean McVay's arrival. Some of that's injuries, some of that's guys leaving in free agency, some of that is guys like Andrew Whitworth retiring. So that's going to be, would I be shocked if the Rams make a trade at the line to go get a left tackle, to go get, a right guard? No, wouldn't shock me at all. So that's the only reason that, I have a little bit concerned for the Rams moving forward. Now, with that said, they play the Atlanta Falcons at home in week 2. They'll be fine. They'll win that game easily. They'll come out with something to prove, and they'll be 1-1, 10 days from now. But as far as the Rams, this is not, don't put this thing into panic mode. You just played what might be very well the best team in football right now. Okay? And I had the Bills getting to the AFC Championship game, and I said, look, if they get to the Super Bowl, that's going to shock almost nobody. But I did feel like, okay, like I saw NFL Network had their panel pick who was going to go to the Super Bowl, and every single person on that panel had the Buffalo Bills get into the Super Bowl. I was like, they're a Super Bowl contender. They might be the best team in the AFC without a doubt, but they're not the 07 Patriots, okay? They're not the 72 Dolphins or the 70 Steelers or the 90s Cowboys, okay? They are a great team. They have yet to win a Super Bowl to this point yet. So I feel like they were getting a little too much respect, but man, they validated it last night. Thanks so much for watching the show on YouTube. Be sure to click that big red subscribe button and go check out the other clips and full shows of Carving It Up Live. Have a blessed day.